and then I'll edit it later. Okay. Hi, my name is Wilson Becerra, and I'm here with
John Sowell.
John Sowell and
Right.
James
McCarthy.
McCarthy with 2 C's, by the way. We took Archimedes out for a ride today. What's the?
Today is Saturday, December 20th.
December 20th, and they're expressing some concerns with Archimedes. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a cyclist, so I've elicited the experts of cyclists to make adjustments to Archimedes. And a few things went wrong, but I'll let them tell you. Go ahead, John. You rode the bike first. What did you think?
Yeah, I rode Archimedes. No, I was.
Speak louder, John.
I was very excited for one to be chosen to test ride Archimedes, and my observations. The first observation was that the top tube,
The C2.
the top tube is the tube on the top.
Okay.
That tube was too long. I was really stretched out reaching for the bars. That was a very uncomfortable position, which affects my pedaling motion.
And I'd just like to interject, I was watching you ride it, and I noticed that your feet was a little bit spread out too much,
Well,
which the next model corrects that,
Yeah.
okay?
So the top tube needs to be shortened to be a more standard length of a top
So you can
tube.
have more power.
Well, so you can
Why?
be more comfortable as opposed to being stretched out. Now I can focus on my pedaling motion.
Okay,
So I'm stretched out and wanting to pedal. It's very
Okay.
challenging to do that.
okay.
My other observation I made is that on a regular road bike, my regular road bike, my feet are much closer together.
Right, which the
allows
next model
me-
corrects that.
Right. When your feet are closer together, it allows you to have a straight line motion on moving the pedals.
Okay.
On Archimedes, since our feet were spread so far apart, my force is on an angular motion.
Yeah,
so
it's
to
very
speak.
bad. I agree with you
So
wholeheartedly.
that was one observation of the next model, that we can do something to get the pedals closer to the front.
And that's already been corrected,
Okay.
just for your assurance.
Mhm. And the other observation was the weight in the back. When I stood up to pedal Archimedes in a standing position as if I was doing the climb, the back began to fishtail because of the weight back there, and my center of gravity was.
Let me just tell the viewers that Archimedes right now weighs about 70 pounds. We have reduced that weight to almost 20 to 25 pounds. So that concern
Pretty significant.
that Mr. Solo, is that how you say your name?
So
Sowell. I like that name, Sowell. Sowell's concerned, we've already reduced that. What was your next concern that you had with Archimedes 287 BC?
the other concern I had is I was able to max out, we'll call it, and I got the Archimedes up to 18 miles an hour.
Explain to the viewers, what does maxing out mean?
Well, maxing out in cycling, it means that when you are pedaling so fast that you reach a point where you're pedaling so fast that you cannot gain any additional speed because you maxed out that one gear. So on a normal bike, you simply switch to a lower gear, you pedal faster, you'll go faster. When I ride Archimedes, I maxed out my levering, we'll call it, and I had no way to change
To change it, right.
to get more distance and more power out of as I would a regular road bike.
So just let me tell the viewers that today was, in a sense, a failure, only because we do have a switch that he's able to translate, to change that gear. But tell him what happened with the gear. Stop sleeping.
Yes, sir. I wouldn't call it a failure because we collected some very, very valuable real live data in the field, not in the lab.
Right.
Road conditions, wind conditions, weather conditions, that's real, that's live. So the afterburner, we get that functioning properly, because a few times it did engage
It was
the
only a
afterburner.
switch. It was only a switch that didn't engage.
Right.
It's just a very simple process to correct.
Once we get the afterburner functioning properly, I can see now, when I max out, I can click to the afterburner and get the additional power I'm looking for. That's my gear changing. That's my derailleur, we would call it in a regular bike. So I believe that would definitely allow us to exceed 18 miles an hour.
And what was the other concerns that you had, John?
Those are the three concerns. The top two, the afterburner, the distance of my feet spread apart, and the weight. I'm fine.
John, I just want to ask you a question, because I know James, this is the first time I met James before this morning. Tell the viewers how many revolutions per minute you did on Archimedes on the stand.
Well, on the stand, the gauge and computer that has set up on the stand, it showed I was pedaling 263 RPMs.
247.
So 246 RPMs. I'm not sure on how that was determined, because today, if I was pedaling half of that, I would be able to go down the road. Because the faster you turn the
Well, don't
crank,
forget, John, when we did it, we
Yeah.
did it with a 72 teeth in the back.
right?
And I lowered that because we were gonna use the afterburner. So when you were pedaling, I reduced the ratio because you were going too fast.
Right.
Now keep something in mind with Archimedes. I can adjust Archimedes up or down in any form, shape, or manner. Archimedes has that capability.
Oh, but changing
So
the
I
gears.
lowered the ratio because I noticed you were going too fast. And when you switch on the afterburner, Archimedes should have been going 42 feet for every 2 strokes at that point. Okay, so right now, I don't want to say Archimedes didn't win because the afterburner didn't shoot off. So I'm gonna say that I can't wait to do it again. James, what do you want to say?
My concern was this.
Yeah, tell me your concern.
We're talking about RPMs. My concern is your measure for the RPM accurate? Because I noticed I don't know if your viewers know, but they're essentially 2 very large cranks, and the crank that's in the front on the right side, it turns kind of like this.
Correct.
And as I was watching, I'm watching the crank turn, and what I mean by the crank is the chainring turn, and it didn't appear to be turning nearly as fast as what was recorded.
That's a very good point. And I just want to explain it to the
Yeah.
viewers because I think that's a very good point. What James is referring to is Archimedes has 4 sprockets. The left sprocket turns in 45 degrees. This is high level physics. When it turns 45 degrees, it turns the front sprocket, depending on the size, because remember we can adjust this any way we want, it might turn the front 3 times. But then when it turns the other sprocket, there's a multiplier effect. So what James was looking at, he was looking at the wrong side. If he was looking at this side, which is the side of a regular bike, he's looking at how much the front sprocket is turning, and that's what I was actually measuring on the stand. So I wasn't measuring the quarter, I was measuring the sprocket. It's a little bit high level physics, but if any viewer would want to discuss it with me, my cell number, my office number, 973-277-1526. I will discuss this with any physicist that's out there on the mathematics. I have all the data. So your concern, you will see when we put the afterburner on. It's going to make you...
I'm looking forward to...
And the RPMs, by the way, I just want to say one last thing to the viewers, but then you can continue, James. The RPMs was not put on there by me. It was put on there by a bicycle shop and also by the CompuTraining. So when we were measuring the RPMs, when you were doing it, James, it was recording 1 complete revolution. Okay, James?
I believe it's recording 1 revolution. If it's recording 1 revolution as I see it to be set up now,
Right.
what was recorded would, if it were true, as I see it, it would be sending
So you're a skeptic. This is
John
good.
down the road at an enormous pace.
Yes and no. I'm going to tell you why no.
Okay.
Everything that John did today, I expected. I'm going to be honest with you. I expected it. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you put something on the road,
It changed.
it changes the variables. Okay,
Okay.
you've got wind resistance, you've got everything else. If we had the capability to do the proper switching like you have with your regular bike, this thing would have hit speeds of 40, 50 miles an hour. Assuming that everything was the same. If you would have hit that afterburner, we call it an afterburner, by the way. It has nothing to do with an engine. If you would have hit that afterburner, and that afterburner would have been engaged, you would have been able to do what was set out to do. You would have never done 246 because that's with no force. But on the road, I'm venturing to guess that he probably would have done comfortably between 125 and 150 revolutions per minute, which I think is fair. But yours is a good. It's great that you're being honest, and that's what I want.
We're looking
honesty.
forward to
Okay,
coming back and taking it out for test too.
sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
No
thank
doubt.
you so much, and I
Thank
know you
you,
guys
thank
must be
you.
tired, because I noticed your eyes
Thank
was
you.
closing.
Yeah, I need some calories, that's all.
Okay, so,
I'm way beyond.
I really appreciate you guys showing
Oh, no
up.
problem.
No, I'm sorry, I'm,
Glad we could be a part of it.
Thank you.
And James, I gotta thank James publicly. I called him up. He said, "What is it?" I said, "I can't tell you. You gotta come see it."
I have to kill you to tell you.
Yeah, you gotta come see it. So
No, what I
thanks,
like
James.
about James, I'll tell you what it is. You want, and I like you both. You want honesty, because these guys are listening, and what they're gonna say is, wait a minute, these guys pulling our leg. Can someone on a stand, forget about hitting like what you said when you got off. You said, oh my God, I could do 300 on the stand. The question is, can you do 300 on your bicycle on the stand with no force? You can't do it, can you?
No. I just did
You can't
140 on my training in the park. I did 140. A short time I rode my bike
Right.
and training. Yeah. So yeah. That's,
You got to remember something. Once you make all the proper adjustments, okay, things are going to change. You're going to look at this and you're going to scratch your head. People will be talking about this 100 years after I'm dead. You'll be dead, but your kids will remember that you were in this office, okay? Viewers, I'm telling you, buy stock. Okay, guys.
All right.
I'll talk to you. All right, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
We're
you.
still
All right.
some kind of piece of candy.
Yeah, go ahead, take whatever.